When you think of the word molten, what do you think of? Do you think of a bunch of balls flying in a few random directions? Or do you think of a rapidly erupting volcano? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. I am the one and only 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. Welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be talking about how could we fix and improve Molten Strike. The Molten Strike ability, similar to all the other strike abilities, has a lot of the same problems, and I feel like there's a lot of ways in which it can be improved. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And comment down below what your thoughts are on Molten Strike in general. Just let me know what you're thinking about it. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the video. Before I get started, I'm sorry if I sound a little off today. I'm a little bit sick. I think I just have like a sinus infection or something. So I might sound a little quieter or a little bit more nasally, whatever. Just out of the way. There you go. So moving on. Molten Strike as an ability. Let me go ahead and hit play on this. You can see it in the background. I have one of the MTX videos. It definitely has more love than the previous strike skill that I talked about, which was Viper Strike. Molten Strike has seen some play. It has some ways you can do it, but as you can see, it still suffers from the same problems that Viper Strike does. It's still a strike skill, so you still have to walk right up to the enemy and hit them, and then it just sprays a bunch of balls in a bunch of different directions. The non-MTX version of the skill is a little bit more thematically correct. It like throws like little balls of magma, but it still feels kind of wrong to me. When I think of, as I said at the beginning of the video, when I think of Molten Strike, I'm thinking of like an erupting volcano, not hit enemy, balls fly off, and then just boop, boop, boop. Like, I don't know. I think that is one of the first things that could be improved on it. Number one, I just don't like strike skills as a concept. I don't like the idea that you need to walk right up to the enemy and hit them in order to create your effect. Obviously, there's things like Ancestral Call, the Ancestral Call gloves, the Ancestral Call thing that's on the passive skill tree. I think there's one. There's like a notable or something. But all that shouldn't be necessary and mandatory. I think it should be beneficial, and they could, maybe find a way to incorporate a different mechanic that like extends melee range a little bit more so that they're not quite having to get right up on the enemy. But hey, they want to have some melee. I'm fine with that. Obviously, things like Double Strike and Cleave and Reave still exist, so, that's fine. Anyway, what would I do to fix Molten Strike? What would I personally do if they came to me and said, hey, what would you change about Molten Strike? Personally, here, and I have another video pulled up. Let me actually pull this up for a second. Pause that one. We're going to swap to this real quick. I'm going to show a little bit of Cremation footage. And Cremation is very similar, right? It's very similar in concept, but this is more in line with what I'm thinking about when I think of a Molten Strike. And so it's just creating, and when you actually do it, obviously this is a microtransaction version. The normal version of it is a literal like volcano sprouts up out of the ground and like starts shooting little balls and plumes off. Personally, I would do something of a combination of these two skills. Something where you like, you're taking a swing, you hit the ground and it creates like a volcano or like a line of fissures that just erupts out. I would love to see something like that. I would love to see it where it either erupts out some of the projectiles or you hit it and then it like erupts like a like certain like AoE of lava, but then you're kind of dipping into I forgot what it is, Tectonic Slam. You're kind of dipping into Tectonic Slam a little bit, but I think some middle ground between where Molten Strike is now and Cremation here would be ideal for my like theory and ideas of how to fix the skill. I just think that would be better than where it is now. I think it would be more thematically in line with a molten strike, a volcano. You know, you're supposed to be creating a kind of volcano, and obviously, again, they don't want to ruin cremation and they don't want to ruin tectonic slam, but I think molten strike just makes me sad. They can do more with this. I would also say, instead of doing it where volcanoes happen, you could literally have just like a thing where you like line up a swing and it just like throws out a line of just volcanic, you know, lava and stuff, and it just like you do a swing or a slam or something and it just like throws out like an actual solid line of lava, not like tectonic slam where it like cracks through the ground. We're talking about like a solid line of lava, and it does, you know, like 60% fizz to fire by base, and then you have to convert some of it because the other 40% is like the hot rock that's being thrown with it. But you know, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. And then you know you can fully convert to fire and all that for the actual effect of the skill and stuff like that. You get the idea. And then that one you can have it benefit from AoE and range really well, where you can get to a point where you're just like covering half the screen in just a line of magma. And I think that would be really cool for something called Molten Strike. I think either making it where you're creating like an actual like line of fissures that are erupting similar to cremation, or just create a thing where you are just flinging out a huge like line of lava and molten devastation and doing some things like that. I don't really know what else they could do aside from those things, but I think those type of things could absolutely really really improve Molten Strike. And you know, I'd love to, you know, continue theory crafting and theorizing about it, but that was pretty much all of the ideas that I had. So let me know down below, what are your ideas for Molten Strike and other strike skills? If you have ideas for how you, if GGG came to you and said, hey, how would you fix Molten Strike or any of the other strike skills or any other melee skills that you can think of ways that you would improve on it, let me know in the comments down below. And again, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow, and I'm hoping to, you know, continue to grow it before the start of 3.20. But I'm going to continue producing new videos. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow for a new video. And I hope you have a great day.